Right. There are scavengers in the area. Stick close and keep an eye out.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Minutes with Six. This is the third episode entitled Perfectionism, Advantage or Disadvantage? So before we start today's episode, I just want to give you a little bit of an insight into a few things recently that have happened regarding my channel and things that were planned that didn't unfortunately materialise, and the reasons why I went off for a while, because I never really provided an explanation as to why I left and the decisions that I made. So I'm hoping to do that today, and it does of course link in with the theme of this discussion. So to take you back to August 2022, that was when I hit 1,000 subs. It was actually on August 17th to be specific, and yeah, it was a massive milestone for me and a brilliant, moment of gratitude and a real achievement. But somehow I felt there was something lacking. Not from any of you people, not from my supporters, but from me, myself. I felt as if I was missing something. So I put it down to a few things. Firstly, my energy. I didn't have the desire to make content. I was spending a lot of time avoiding making videos because I never felt like anything I was making was good enough. I often look at what other people are doing and I thought, their production quality was quite good, whereas mine was pretty average, to be honest. Still haven't used the Share Factory for a lot of my videos. Yes, some of the videos were, edited by people such as Case and things like that, and they all did a great job to help me out with those. But there was something else that I just felt like was missing. Once I hit 1K, I felt like I had to push the bar higher, which is something that, again, I didn't feel like I was able to do with the lacking of energy that I had. So I made the decision that on September the 10th, I was going to have a little break for a while. And to be honest, I was very glad that I did that. Because I recently came back on October the 15th, and actually I felt great. I felt like I was ready to get it going again, and things like that. So how does this all link to perfectionism then, and the desire to reach a potential? Well, it links because I am somebody that is never satisfied with my own performance. There's always times I can do better, and I struggle sometimes with the notion that things won't be exactly as I want them. And I would in some ways describe myself as a slight control freak. I'm not brilliant at delegation. I do find it difficult to trust people sometimes to do the job in the way that I want it done. But I have to try and remember that actually, I have to learn to trust. And, the issue with perfectionism, because I am going to start with the problems, is that it is unattainable. The inherent issue with this notion is that it is unattainable. And actually, much like many things in life, perfectionism is in the eye of the beholder. To me, it's the reason why so many of us look to other worlds, because we believe that those worlds are the embodiment of the perfection that we crave. For example, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I really enjoy it. And many of those worlds have provided an insight into what this world could be like. My idea of perfectionism lies within those planets in Star Wars. This could be the same principle applied to the world around us. We organise things. We have things how we want them. You know, no matter how messy or how tidy one is, you organise the world around you to your own desires. Um, you know, and I've worked out that one of my stressors, one of my stress reliefs, or actually I should say one of my stresses is lack of control, as I just mentioned. And the way I deal with that lack of control is by organising fastidiously my environment, because that's something I can control. And I find that that helps me to relieve stress. So, you know, these are the problems it can cause. It can make you, I don't like to use the word depressed, but it can make you feel inadequate about yourself because you can't reach the potential that you're trying to reach. You know, there's always another step on the ladder. So that's kind of the reasons why I left, you know, in the first place. If I'm able to triangulate these things effectively, to say that the reason why I left in the first place was because I, you know, didn't feel like I was reaching my full potential in the videos that I was making, you know, and other things like that. And actually, you know, having come back to this now, I see that. I can see that problem. Whereas before, I kind of was plodding along thinking, it's all right, it's not a problem, you know, things will happen. But I don't know, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. And that's why I had to go. Another one of the reasons as well was because I'd made a lot of promises around videos and projects that I was going to complete. And a lot of that just didn't materialise, and it did make me sad because, like you say, I have all these ideas and I just couldn't fulfil them. But like I say again, I think I'm going to have to manage my expectations realistically, you know, of myself and of others. You know, if I want this channel to continue to succeed, because I know that, you know, there are many of you out there that will support what I do, no matter what. But for me, that doesn't, you know, that doesn't bring me any more comfort than it maybe should, if I'm saying that correctly. But do you know what? There is some times where things like perfectionism have their advantages, and I firmly believe in standards, in doing things correctly. You know, in doing things in a way that makes a difference. You know, you do things that bring value to people. You know, but the way you do that is by setting your own standard. You know, you cannot be somebody who changes and affects the lives of others and brings joy to others without having first checked yourself. And this is something that I'm fully passionate about. You know, I really believe in the idea of accountability and, you know, making yourself, you know, the embodiment of what you want to see. You know, I hate to sound cliched because it's like you hear all the time, isn't it? You know, be the change you want to see in the world. But it is, you know, it does have some truth to it. But I think if you do it in a way that is important, you know, it's self-important, you do it in a way that is meaningful firstly to you and then to others, that is the path to success. You know, there's nothing wrong with being serious. There's nothing wrong with being invested in what you do. You know, whatever that is, as a content creator or a job in life. You know, and people will always mock things and take liberties. But, you know, one of the things in life that I completely despise, one of the phrases that I absolutely despise is I don't care. Because to me, I want to ask the question of, well, why do you not care? You know, what is preventing you from caring? Is it lack of knowledge? Is it lack of ability? Is it lack of just, you know, just lack of understanding, maybe. Whatever it is. I mean, there's a difference between these two things, and I think I might save this for another video. But I think doing things well and being proud of what you do is so important because it transcends everything else in life. You know, and even the small things. You know, you hear somebody like Jordan Peterson talking about making your bed in the morning. Again, all these cliches, and thousands of people have quoted from it. But again, there must be some truth in it, right? Because why would these
Fire in
people
the
say
hole!
it otherwise? Um, but yeah, that's me really. You know, I just wanted to offer you a short commentary today about one, where I've been, and two, kind of where my thoughts have been these past few months. I do plan to continue making content. I do plan to continue streaming, interacting with viewers, and things like that. And I do look forward to seeing what the future holds for the channel. So consider it my first update post 1K, if you like, around my thoughts. So the new format that I wanted to talk about, which I alluded to in yesterday's live stream, is every so often I get people ask me in comment sections to these videos, would you consider having other people on to do kind of podcast type structure? And the answer is yes, I would. So what I am thinking is every so often I might do a special live stream where I invite people on to talk about issues that are important to them, because it's not just about me. You know, this channel is nothing without you guys as well, and I would love to hear about the things that are important to you people as well. Now I know other content creators have tried this previously, but I don't ever remember a content creator doing this consistently. I know people like Jonestown have previously done episodes like The Cast of Us, which I did enjoy, but I kind of want it to transcend this game. You know, it's not just about this game, it's what, you know, it's the people and who this brings together. So the way it will work is I will put out a community post probably about a week before I plan on doing the live stream, and then people can express their interest in joining the discussion in the comments section of the community post. So look out for that. I do plan to do one soon, but for now I think this format will suffice. But it's just another string to the bow. You know, no pun intended here. And yeah, I look forward to sharing more updates with all of you about that in the future. But until next time, keep your hands off me.